Attention all crew of the Obaziana Autobus. We will be returning to the stinking, incense-ridden planet of Santisima. Don't worry, we're not going to be playing hero this time. This time, we're going to go back to what we do best. Sheer, unadulterated looting, thievery, and brigandry. I'll be releasing the pitmongers so they can stretch their legs a little bit. They've been asleep for far too long, and they could use a little bit of rampant carnage. We could also use a few more riffraff to top the pit off. So if you feel the need to abscond with a few pilgrims, I certainly won't complain. Now, we're going in cloaked, and the key words for this looting spree are plausible and deniability. You can get away with an awful lot in a war zone, and we just need to not kill too many people that House Xavier cares about. Or at least, if you're going to kill them, make sure it doesn't tie back to me in any way. After all, if this mess ends with that rogue trader dynasty still in charge of this place, and we're on good terms with them, that means we can still operate here without having to deal with swarms of angry Imperial vessels. Either way, I need everyone back on board in 24 hours. Happy hunting. And no, you can't bring home any pets.
You have made a full recovery. The medbay knows their stuff. They've been patching up pirates for some time now, and they've dealt with more serious injuries than yours. Your bones, muscles, and skin are all where they're supposed to be, with only a long, thin, pale scar to mark that you were ever injured. As the Obaziana exits the asteroid field, you look out of one of the viewports, out across the system, and you can see little, twinkling lights in the distance. Void battles. The expeditionary fleet had arrived. As predicted, they went straight for the capital of Jodl Prime. You watch, and you cannot help but imagine the horrors those Imperials are experiencing. You only briefly encountered those monsters, and you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy. Your sympathy for your fellow humans only goes so far. Better that they have to deal with them than you.
Come on, quit stargazing. Let's get the ship prepped. I missed out on ransacking the cathedral, and I'm not about to be late for some proper looting and pillaging.
You walk with Book to the Emperor's discretion, or Book's brick, depending on which name you're using at the time, and you climb aboard. The remaining beastmen join as well.
I lost a lot of my crew to those idiots in red. You know, I gave a good speech back there, but I'm gonna be real with you, pal. Part of me wouldn't mind it just being a bloodthirsty idiot. Wouldn't have to think. I wouldn't have to play ship politics. I wouldn't have to do anything but kill. But I couldn't do that. I wasn't about to join the clowns that killed my boys. So, I want to hit the undercity of Santisima. I want to find more of my kin. More beastmen. Teresa says that most of the planet is populated by Xenos. But there's a subclass of labor serfs that stays out of sight. Beneath the city. They're the ones who keep everything working. She thinks there might be some beastmen down there. And I want to recruit them if you're in. Sure, let's get some good loot. But I also want to build my squad up again. Replace those we've lost. And hell, I guess no one else really gives a shit about beastmen. It might as well be me who sees them as something other than fodder or cursed mutants. What do you say, pal? Are you in?
The ship's engines whir to life as the Obaziana begins her descent. Eventually, She finds a nice thick patch of smog to hide in. As your own ship prepares to launch, you ponder your options. Helping Book could endear you to him further, but he's unlikely to rise much higher than his station on the ship right now. Helping him won't really cause your status or position on the crew to rise. Do you want to help him free some beastmen from their servitude? They'll end up as pitmongers, but they'll still have a better shot than they would as Imperial serfs. Do you want to find some bodies to add to the pit yourself? You might be able to lay the foundation for your own unit soon. There are also noble houses that have residences on Santisima. It will be dangerous, but you could hit them for some tremendous wealth. Does part of you still want to play the hero? The spaceport on the central continent of Santisima is still under attack by chaos cultists and rebellious indigenous PDF units. Lifting the siege could help free up the ships that have been stuck in dock since the siege started, and help turn the battle in the favor of the Imperium, if you still hold some loyalties. You're also still worried. The Cornates aren't acting alone, and you're still not certain who's really behind this attack. Perhaps it might be useful to capture some rebels who haven't become screaming chaos cultists. Someone convinced them to rebel, or at least coordinated with them. Maybe they could shed some light on who else might be involved here, if you can interrogate them. The choice is yours. Go ahead and post your own suggestions below. Popular suggestions will be added to a poll that I will put up later in the week, and you all can vote on the action you would like to take. As always, the narrative is in your hands. Choose wisely. No man do they call me, my mother and my father and all my comrades as well. Thank you all for listening to the latest episode of Kazazel's Merry Marauders. If you enjoyed what you heard, please leave a like and a comment so that you too might get the opportunity to join a marauding band of pirates and take advantage of the chaos of war in order to loot and pillage to your heart's content. If you haven't yet done so, please subscribe for more videos featuring amorality and debauchery. If you would like to support me, you can do so by clicking the links to my PayPal or my Patreon. Both of those will be down below. And if you have absolutely no idea what's going on, you can click on the Kazazel's Merry Marauder playlist to hear the story from the beginning. And that should be appearing on screen right now. Thanks once again for listening. No Man out.